inoculation. Show me that. Let me see where you've got that. You like to talk the talk. Have you walked the walk? I don't think so.
Yeah, they'll show us that right after they show us his college certificates.
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
The thing is, no one would believe it. They could show them getting a shot, and they could be a shot of saline. Who knows what they're getting?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's no way to really prove it unless
you're sounding like you don't trust the United States government, Ronnie.
Well, I lost a lot of faith when I was like 20. You know why? I had a furniture store. Used to sell furniture, and the state representative, Max Homer, he came into the store and he would buy a whole entertainment system and have it shipped to the local school director, because we had the mafia and all that stuff in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And apparently, from what we heard, was he upped his ante on the numbers racket, and the FBI was out to get him. My dad had written proof, that he was innocent. We went to the FBI. I went with my dad, and they says, no, we don't want to hear it. We want Max. That's when I learned that the FBI is working with the mafia. You lose trust early on sometimes, depending on what happened during your life.
Yeah.
But
Now, you were saying something before the break, not to switch the topic, but I think we've pretty much all voiced our distrust of the government here. You said something about NCIS having an agenda?
Oh, I couldn't even watch it. I turned it off after the whole first pity party about the poor gay guy. He was a black guy, and his wife or husband, whichever, got killed in the beginning of the show. And then they were trying to find out what happened in the Navy that caused him to leave or have to leave, and he was crying about how no one liked him and no one would hang out with him and all this crap. I mean, I didn't have a lot of friends in school. I don't go crying to people. And
I see that all the time, Ronnie. I'm seeing that constantly now on the shows that I grew up loving. I don't like them no more. I'm just like you. I can't watch this. I mean, it's all about agenda. It's all about trying to push something on the people. You know, that they
I don't watch TV, and I haven't watched it for years, but my wife watches a lot. And it's like I'm in the same room with her because my computer's in the living room. And there's hardly a show she watches where there isn't a gay couple.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always two dads or a lesbian boss, and the chief of police is always black. It's always got to be a black person being in charge. You know, just very stereotypical.
Interracial marriage too. That's another topic, but it's too.
Yep.
A lot of people would hate me, even though I have relatives now that are black. But you know, you didn't have that either in the old days.
Right. I've got nothing against black bosses. I mean, absolutely not. But it's like every time you see the boss in a police station, it's the black guy. The one black guy in the whole precinct happens to be the boss. I mean, they're trying to push this.
What I don't like is interracial marriage. My dad, when I was growing up, they had a lot of platitudes things that they taught their kids. And my dad's big thing at the time was, Ronnie, take a lesson from nature. You don't see a blackbird mating with a red bird.
My daddy grew up the same time as yours. I'm real close to being the same age. And, I grew up the same way. I hear in school, my dad was a little more, well, about as blunt, I guess. He'd say, I don't care who you make friends with at school, but you're not going to bring those home with you.
Well, it destroys 7 generations. You do know that. I mean, from there, if you have, a baby with a black guy, and that baby, it looks white, and even the next 5 or 6 generations from that baby are white, somewhere down the line could have another black kid.
Ronnie, let me tell you, if I have a baby with a black guy, there's a whole lot more wrong than just 7 generations.
I have cousins that are like that. I mean, a lot of people are great to work with. When I quit work at Mayo Clinic, I went to Dow Corporation, worked in their IT. Everybody in there, I was the only white person, and I was the only female. And I'll tell you, those guys were great. They treated me with courtesy and respect, and I enjoyed working with them. Yeah, I don't have much.
I see the questionnaire in New York where now whenever you're going into the hospital to have a baby, you have to answer the question, are you male or female? Do what?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Is the mother a male or female? Huh? Huh? I get blood coming out of my eyes. Guys, stay with us. We got another break. We're going to be back in 3 minutes, okay?
Guardian of our constitutional republic, founder of Patriot-Radio.net, ladies and gentlemen, Tom O'Halloran.
Stuff your pockets while Rome is burning. I've got a feeling that the tide is turning. I am America. One voice, united we stand. I am America. One hope to heal our land. I will not give up on this fight. I will not fade into the night. I am America.
Welcome back. This is the Wednesday night edition of the Patriot Radio Show. May sound a little different because we're doing it a little different. Tonight we're doing a roundtable with four of my good friends. Four including me. I don't have very many friends, so I include myself as a friend. Tonight we're being joined by Veronica Coffin, my editor, my producer, my good friend, and Patriot sister. Richard goes by Dune44 on Twitter. I've known him for several years now, him and his wife and his dad. And Ron, known on Twitter as Gulf Dogs, also a Texan and good friend and Patriot brother. Okay, Ron, you're up next. You have a topic for the round table.
Well, I guess the biggest thing that I think about right now that gets to me every day, and it just, Tom, you want to kill yourself sometimes thinking about this. Why do I see this, you see this, Ronnie sees, everybody sees what Obama's doing, and we're looking at the Congress just stands idly by and allows him to do it. Nobody calls him on it. Nobody's doing anything about it. And, to me, this is the biggest problem I have right now, is the guy's been given free reign, and we elect these people, with the premise that they're going to do what they say they do. They go into, when they get to Congress, they hit the Holy Land. I guess that's the way they look at it. They think they're there now. I made it. I'm going to retire. This is the retirement home. I'm tired of this retirement home thing. I think we need to do something about term limits in Congress. I really do. It's a big thing. One of my biggest problems.
The problem is we need them to pass the rules. Kind of a catch-22.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. That's the problem, is they have to pass out there. I've actually seen legislation put out by some of these new guys that have been thrown in there. Can't recall the names now because when I see it, I know how far that's going to go. It won't go far because they're not going to vote themselves out, or legislate themselves out. They're going to do whatever they can to maintain status quo. And I seen a story today, and it's like there was some congressmen that could not wait to get out of Congress. Why? They became lobbyists. They saw where the money was at. They became lobbyists and started funneling money. This is the problem. The entire system is screwed up.
Yep.
And the American people need to wake up
50% of Congress gets out and goes to K Street, becomes a lobbyist, and makes 4 to 8 times the money that they were making as a congressman.
Exactly.
In addition to keeping their entire congressional pay for the rest of their life.
Yep.
In addition to that, being able to do insider trading on all the stock mergers and stuff that they know are going on because they're in Congress and doing oversight of the FCC and stuff.
And what did they get? $185,000 a year in pension for their
but maybe including benefits. I believe most of the Congress is making about $1.40, and they would get that for the rest of their life. On top of that, with their medical and stuff, it could reach $185.
Yeah, for just serving one term in Congress. That's all they need to do.
Yeah. And while you're there, you're allowed to vote for larger vacations, pay raises, all sorts of other benefits. Who in the world gets to vote on their own pay raises?
Well, I follow this one group on Facebook, and it's, about term limits, and the other group is get the money out of Congress. one of their suggestions was not only the term limit, but also all funding for everybody's campaign, every politician, has to come from within the state they're in. And it's no more than $100 per person.
I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. And I also, one of the things that I push for when it comes to rehabilitation of Congress, congressmen are government employees. They should be paid on a government employee scale. They should make the same as a senior postal worker, as a military officer, and that's it. No more. And I'm not talking about an admiral. A congressman should be making about what a Navy commander would make. They're not there to get rich off the land.
People that work for the State Department and they're clerks and whatever, they're making all over $100,000 a year.
Yeah, insane.
And getting the pension.
Exactly, and the reason they do it is because they'll vote for the Democrats, who will give them the pay raises that their unions demand, and it's just a cyclical thing.
What they've done is turn it around on us. We are the government. The people are the government. And we are supposed to be in control of it. But somehow or another, they've turned it around to where the government is in control of us. It's completely backwards. It should not be that way.
Right, and it's not just Obama. This has been happening for decades.
Exactly.
Every administration pushes us further down that slope and takes greater and greater power, and it goes unchecked. Somebody said the other day, Obama acts like he's above the law. He is above the law. If nobody's got the cojones to step up and hold him accountable, then he is above the law.
Exactly.
It's been a simple pattern. It's you take over the media, you take over the schools, and through that you take over the government.
Yeah, that's kind of what Adolf Hitler did, kind of what the Russians did, isn't it?
Well,
Yep.
Kind of what the guy did in Venezuela, in Cuba. Anywhere you look where there's a dictatorship, you start with the media. Absolutely.
And it's worldwide is the scary part. There's no place to go. They have done this throughout the whole entire world.
Yeah.
Imagine the amount of
one world
money.
government for how long now? We knew it was coming.
60s, I think.
Well, I just count my blessings that I'm an old man. If we don't get it turned around here in a couple of years, I'd go ballistic. I'd end up getting shot trying to straighten the mess out. So.
But then there's our kids or grandkids or whatever.
Yeah. No, that's why we're all still here fighting, right?
Exactly.
We're not going to have to live through it. But I tell you what, if they keep bringing the Muslims in the way they are, and they keep breeding 12 kids per family while we're breeding a kid and a half, this will be a Muslim majority country in another 30 years.
There's no marriages anymore. Everything is do what feels good and promiscuity. Very few people, solid families. If you look at the censuses.
If you go around to the Muslim communities in your local area, and I've got one here, they're everywhere, and you just count how many women have got a bubble in their belly. Okay, they're pregnant. They're all pregnant. This is what they're doing right now. They are getting pregnant. They're having babies. It's an epidemic.
It is.
An epidemic. I hate to say that, but it's an epidemic. They are basically populating this country.
That's exactly what it is. That is their jihad. Take us over from within.
We just got 75,000 more courtesy of Obama.
Yep.
Yeah, they've already been doing it.
And whenever this amnesty thing took place, everybody was talking about the Mexicans this. And, well, the Mexicans might have had one thing. And we're seeing that right now with this medical genocide. But that wasn't Obama. Obama, that might have been part of the agenda, but his big agenda was to bring his buddies, his brothers, into this. What he's really doing is bringing in the Muslims into this country. Okay?
Right.
And
Ron,
people wake up. Yeah.
Ron, brother, I need you to remind you, you're not on Blog Talk. I've got an FCC black helicopter hovering above my roof. We're not on Blog Talk, okay?
Well, part of that amnesty thing, too, is not just the